Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
This Twins and Tigers series is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200 with available all-wheel drive, America's import. No one would have imagined that the Tigers would be pushed to the final game of the year before they would be crowned division champs. The Twins trying to postpone the coronation yet another day. The Tigers have a one-game lead over Kansas City. If they beat the Twins, or if Kansas City loses to Chicago, the Tigers are in as division champions. Otherwise, there might be a game tomorrow to decide who's the champion and who's the wild card. And the Twins, the winners in 2009, remember that memorable game 163 the Twins had against the Tigers. Division champions again the following year. The Tigers hoping to make it 4 division championships in a row. And we've got another beautiful day here at Comerica Park, and it's our last telecast, obviously. Dick Kramer, Bert Blyleven with you. And an interesting pitching matchup for the third time this year. Kyle Gibson will go for the Twins, and his mound opponent will be David Price.
Wow, why wouldn't you want to pitch this game here today? You know, the Detroit Tigers went out and traded for David Price, maybe for this reason. Get us to the promised land, and David Price hopefully will be on, as Kyle Gibson will be. What a thrill start for Kyle Gibson.
And Gibson's been both hot and cold this year, and he hopes to finish this season on a high note.
Yeah, when we have seen Gibson at his best in 14 starts, he's 3-0. And when look at the earned run average at 1.31 on the year. Gibson, this will be his 4th start against the Tigers. One very good one here back earlier this year where he pitched 7 shutout innings.
The Tigers acquired David Price to help them get through the month of October. In fact, he's giving the Tigers a very important start here today. They might not see October unless he pitches a good ball game here today.
Well, you know what? You go out, and like I said, they trade for a guy like David Price, a former Cy Young Award winner. Now, he has struggled a little bit against the Twins. Twins beat him up pretty good a couple starts ago for Price in Minnesota. It'll be an interesting day. Price has to be at his best here, and hopefully the Tigers offense can score some runs.
Twins have been loosey-goosey. They've scored a lot of runs against the Tigers all year long, particularly over the last 2 games. It all comes down to a very important game for the Detroit Tigers. The Twins hope to continue their fun in the Motor City. not indicated, but the 2014 season has had a different feel for the Twins. Leaders have emerged. Pitchers have been a pleasant surprise. And rookies have proven they belong in the big league. While Minnesota will miss the playoffs, and at times this season has been disappointing, we can't help but look forward to the future, built around some key pieces of this year's squad. A beautiful day here in Detroit, and the Tigers are hoping to clinch their 4th straight division championship. As well as the Twins have played here, and as lopsided as the 2 wins have been for the Twins the last 2 nights, the Tigers are on the cusp of a division championship. If they win here today, they will celebrate, and they will get, importantly, I think, a couple of days off as a division champion.
Yeah, I'm sure, Cabrera and, a lot of these players could use the 2 days off. So it's important that the Tigers have a good game here this afternoon. The Twins want to spoil that opportunity.
Twins saw 3 clinching parties last year. Started in Oakland. In 3 successive series, the Twins got to see the other guys celebrate.
Yeah, the Oakland A's clinching the American League Western Division while the Twins were playing them. And then it was the Detroit Tigers clinching the American League Central Division. And then one more, the Cleveland Indians getting the wild card spot with the Twins in town. So, yeah, enough is enough.
Twins have a chance to close out a disappointing season by winning 5 out of 6. Twins picking up win number 70 last night. And Ron Gardenhire hoping that the Twins have one more win left in them this year. In the heat of the pennant race, it'll be interesting to see how the Menards batting order and the starting pitcher Kyle Gibson handle the situation here in Detroit. Danny Santana, Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer, Kenny Vargas, Josmil Pinto will catch today, we hope. Oswaldo Arcia, Eduardo Escobar, Chris Herman, and Aaron Hicks.
And they'll be facing David Price, making his 11th start as a Detroit Tiger, his 34th start overall, 4th start against the Twins this year. 2 wins, 1 loss. As you mentioned, this is a kind of a rematch to a rematch for Kyle Gibson and David Price.
Santana, Dozier, and Mauer in the first. And the first pitch taken for a strike. There is a scenario out there where the Tigers don't even get to October. If things don't break right for them today, they have to play the Royals tomorrow to determine a division champion. If they lose that game, they've got to play the wild card game on Tuesday. And if they lose that game, their season's done in September. 2 strikes to Santana.
And for David Price, it's very important to put some zeros up on the board, as it is for Kyle Gibson here this afternoon. Be ready to swing, Twins batters, because Price will come right at you. 2nd in the American League in strikeouts, 1st in innings pitched. A workhorse.
Inside, and no one knows more about how devastating Price can be with 2 strikes than Santana. He's 2 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. 1-2. And a foul tip. Santana just barely getting a piece of it. Price with a very quiet delivery.
Yeah, he's almost like he's working out of the stretch position. Not a lot of movement by his feet. Just maybe a little turn toward the pitching rubber by his right foot, and then brings that right knee up to the belt area.
And fouled away. Tigers gave up Drew Smyly and Austin Jackson to swing the deal. Smyly pitched very well before being shut down by the Tampa Bay Rays, and Austin Jackson, with his speed, helped the Mariners to a big win last night. They're in a similar spot with the Oakland A's. 1-2. And another foul. Seattle won, Oakland lost, and so there's a 1-game spread for the other wild card spot. One wild card will come out of the Central. We don't know if it'll be Kansas City or Detroit, but the other wild card spot will be settled between Seattle and Oakland.
I don't know if baseball could have mapped it out better than how it's finishing here in game 162. not only in the American League, also in the National League.
Santana hanging tough at 1-2. And another foul. And with so many top flight pitchers going today, here it's Price trying to win a critical game for the Tigers. The Kansas City-Chicago game, by the way, will get started about an hour after this game's start.
You get King Felix pitching for Seattle. Sonny Gray for Oakland. Wainwright.
Santana chases and eventually strikes out again against Price. An 8-pitch at bat. One down. Northland Ford defense for the Tigers. J.D. Martinez is in left field. Ezekiel Carrera is going to be the Detroit center fielder till further notice. We'll talk about that a little later. Torrey Hunter in right. Castellanos, Romine, Kinsler, Cabrera around the infield, and Avila back behind the plate. Here's Brian Dozier. A couple of home runs and 15 at bats against David Price. He's hit 2 home runs in this series. Outside, ball 1.
And we have seen Brian. He's usually up there ready for that fastball. If it's middle in, he can hit it out. And Price starts him up and away.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
The off-speed pitch right there by Price.
Price is one of those guys, and the Tigers have a lot of them. Scherzer, Verlander. I guess you go up there and you don't want to strike out, but you can't be too concerned if you do, because you're in pretty good company.
Well, that's why I think the Twins offense here this afternoon have to attack Price early.
Popped up behind first. And Kinsler in foul ground with the catch, 2 down. And that'll bring up Mauer.
Let's take a look at the Mall of America scouting report on David Price. He does attack the strike zone. He's a workhorse, leading the American League in innings pitched with a 241 coming in. And is this why they traded for him? A game like this, not only a game like this, but into postseason where he has not really had the best success, but this guy's a former Cy Young Award winner.
Here's Mauer. Mauer just 3 for 20 against David Price. And a first pitch strike.
Yeah, Price has 3 pitches he can strike you out with, and that being the good fastball we just saw, the hard breaking ball almost like a cutter, and then a very good changeup.
And Mauer slaps a 2-out single to left. And it's the same script as what happened yesterday, and Mauer's aboard with 2 gone. And that will bring us to Kenny Vargas.
Yeah, if you're watching this ball game and you didn't see the last couple games, the Twins on Friday night beat the Tigers 11-4. They had 15 hits. Last night, a 12-3 win. They had 16 hits. So a lot of guys swinging a hot bat.
Twins have scored 119 runs in 18 games against the Tigers, an average of a little over 6.5 runs a game. Here is Vargas, and the Twins have already won the season series, regardless of what happens here today. Big swing and a miss, 1 strike. Vargas 1 for 3 against Price. Foul back. Talking with Tiger hitting coach Wally Joyner, and he was listing the names of young Twins hitters that he's really been impressed with, having seen them a lot over the last couple of months, and Vargas pretty high on the list. 2 strikes against David Price. Foul tip, and Avila can't hang on.
Yeah, Price in his last start against the Twins, that came back on September 17th in Minnesota. He worked 5 2/3 innings. Twins scored 3 runs off of him in the first inning. Ended up giving up 5 runs in 5 2/3 innings to the Twins. Ended up losing that ball game to Kyle Gibson, 8-4.
0-2 to Kenny Vargas. Put away. In the start in between, the one after the start at Target Field and this one here today, Price nearly pitched a complete game against the White Sox. 1-2. That's hit to left, but right at J.D. Martinez. Well, the Twins made Price work a little bit, made him throw 17 pitches, but it's a scoreless first inning. And the Tigers have this situation laid out in front of them. Magic number of 1. Either the Tigers win or the Royals lose. That's what it will take, or both, of course, for the Tigers to win their 4th straight division championship. With the relatively new playoff format, second year of the format, so much incentive to win a championship rather than going in as a wild card. And Brad Ausmus, in his first season as Tigers manager, will send out this lineup in the most important game of the year. Ian Kinsler, Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Alex Avila, Nick Castellanos, Andrew Romine, and Ezekiel Carrera. The lineup brought to you by Menard.
And it'll be Kyle Gibson against that lineup. His 5th start this season against the Tigers, his 5th career start. 2 wins, 2 losses, making his 31st start. Now Kyle is coming off a 2-game winning streak when he beat Detroit on the 17th of September, and then his last start against the Diamondbacks. So Gibson looking for his 14th win here this afternoon.
And he'll face Ian Kinsler, a notorious first ball hitter. And so he takes strike 1.
When Kyle is on, we'll see a lot of ground ball outs. About 56% of the balls hit off of him have been on the ground. 4th best in the American League as far as getting ground ball outs.
Such an important start for Gibson because the Twins project him forward as being the guy who can pitch a game like this on the other side, with the Twins contending for a division title. And this isn't exactly the same thing, but
oh, it is. It really is. I mean, I know they're not shooting for the title, but you want to be the spoiler. You know, this is a great opportunity for Kyle Gibson here this afternoon, because everybody's expecting the Tigers to win, and you want to be that guy out on that mound to shut the door.
1-2 to Kinsler, and now 2-2. Odd that Kinsler would stand up there and take 4 pitches. He's been very aggressive in this series. See if that's the Tiger approach here to try to get Gibson to bring that sinker ball up. Foul.
Definitely a pull hitter. Kinsler in his first season with the Tigers, coming over from the Detroit Tigers and the Texas Rangers. in the Cecil Fielder trade.
Pitcher to short. Santana fires the ball over to Bauer, 1 away. Twins out in the field with a similar lineup, with the exception being behind the plate. Outfield of Herman, Hicks, and Arcia. At infield of Escobar, Santana, Dozier, and Mauer. Pinto actually catching some pitches here. He was in the original starting lineup yesterday. Came down with an apparent very brief case of food poisoning, because he's back in the lineup and ready to go. One down, and here's Torrey Hunter. Hunter taking strike one. Big night for both Torrey Hunters. Proud papa, Torrey Hunter Jr. caught a touchdown pass as a wide receiver for Notre Dame last night, playing in his first game. 2 strikes. And I talked to Torrey this morning. He said, yeah, neither one of them got much sleep last night. They were so exciting. You imagine, different sport. Of course, Torrey in high school was a pretty good football player too, and always played baseball with a football mentality. And his son playing for one of the most prestigious programs in college football, and in his first game after a medical redshirt year last year, he got a touchdown pass.
Good for him.
For those of you who watch the Irish, he wears number 16. 1-2 to Torrey Sr. And now 2-2.
Torrey 2 for 7 lifetime against Kyle Gibson. And Torrey has enjoyed hitting against Twins pitching this year.
Just off the plate, missing now. 3-2. Don't want to walk Hunter because of who's hitting behind him. And a strikeout for out number 2.
Yeah, looked like he went with a breaking ball right there that Torrey swung through. So Gibson picking up a strikeout. Yeah, almost like a little spinner right there of Torrey swinging through it.
Base is empty for Miguel Cabrera.
And that's the way you want to face him. 5 for 8 against Kyle Gibson with a home run.
Popped up left side. Escobar calling for it. And he makes the catch, and it's a good first inning for Kyle Gibson. Frost brewed Coors Light since August 1st. Tigers have been hitting at a .278 clip. The Twins a few points off of that, but the Twins have actually scored more runs than Detroit, especially against Detroit. So while there's some encouragement for the Twins offensively, Tigers are the ones going into postseason play. They know that. That much is for sure. What's at stake here today is the division championship. Osmil Pinto will lead things off in the second. Oswaldo Arcia, Eduardo Escobar will follow. Pinto takes up and away. Pinto again in the starting lineup yesterday. Made it as far as the on-deck circle, and then when the Twins were retired in the top of the first, he fell ill.
Yeah, gave Eric Fryer a chance to play, and he produced a big hit in that 6-run 5th inning for the Twins.
And did a heck of a job behind the plate. That was under those circumstances a really nice job by Fryer. 1-1 to Pinto. One more chance in this game today to give the Twins a glimpse of what they saw on a regular basis in September last year. Pinto's had one game where he cracked a couple of doubles to right center field. Of course, started the year as the Twins' backup catcher.
Yeah, he ended up getting shipped down to Rochester, but in 43 games before that, he hit only .222. He did hit 7 home runs. Has not hit one since his return.
Side 2-2.
Price, 29 years old, making his 10th career start against the Twins. 4 wins, 3 losses. ERA under 3.
On the outside corner, Pinto's called out. 1 down.
Yeah, that looked like the changeup right there that Price, a very good changeup, picks up his 2nd strikeout. Now Price coming into the ball game, he's 2nd in the American League in strikeouts. Corey Kluber with 269. Price now with 265.
Bring up Arcia. Arcia with a couple of hits against left-handed relievers last night. On the outside corner, a strike. Pull shift on for Arcia, and now the shortstop, Romine, pulling a few steps deeper and closer to second base.
Yeah, Arcia's never faced David Price. Left-handers are hitting .264 against Price. Right-handers .235. Given up 25 home runs, 5 of them to left-handed hitters. Of course, 20 to righties.
Off back and just over our head.
There is a lot of things over our heads.
One last time we got that line.
Yes. Good crowd here this afternoon.
And there should be.
Yep. Almost a full house. Stadium holds around 40,000.
Price has gotten ahead of every Twins batter, 1 and 2. Up and away, 2 and 2.
Yeah, 27 pitches, 20 strikes so far for Price. Price, a 4-time All-Star, 2010 through 2012, and then again this year, all when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays.
High chopper over the mound. Kinsler's made that play a half dozen times in this series, and he makes it again. 2 down. And that'll bring up Eduardo Escobar, who drove in 6 runs. Half the Twins' runs were driven in by the Twins' third
What
base.
a great night for Escobar. He started that inning off where the Twins scored 6 runs on the infield base hit. And then later in the inning, he knocked in a couple runs with a base hit. In the 7th inning, an RBI single. And then the 3-run home run. His 6th home run of the year. So a great night at the plate for Escobar.
2 outs. Twins got a 2-out single from Mauer in the first. Then Escobar steps out of the box, takes a strike. And in the last few days, we've seen what Escobar's value down the road might be for the Twins. We've seen him play a really good shortstop and keep his average in the 270s all year long. One strike. Popped up. Short right, and Kinsler with a long run again. And he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 second. Now Escobar playing well at third base for the injured Trevor Plouffe.
For the bottom of the second, Kyle Gibson knows this is a big, important start for him. He knows the eyes of the world of baseball are all on this game, and there is some pressure involved with that, but Ron Gardenhire says this is exactly the kind of experience that is critical to his development. Dick and Bert, you talked about that same thing, and Gardy said it's not going to make or break him what he does today, but it is one of these starts where he could look back on this one day and realize just how valuable it was to be able to keep his cool in a big situation against a great team and a great mound opponent. Kyle also told me that he relishes these opportunities, and as a competitor, he says it's exactly the type of game that he wants to pitch in.
Thank you very much, Jamie. I agree 100% with what Gardy feels.
Victor Martinez on the first pitch, a two-hopper to Mauer. Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag NorthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Within the division race, there's a batting race in the American League. Martinez started the day 3 points behind Jose Altuve, and the batting race was made more interesting even before the first pitches were thrown today, because Altuve in the original starting lineup wasn't in the lineup for the Astros, and it was not his decision. It was management's decision to not play him today. With a 3-point lead over Martinez, it would have required Victor Martinez to go 3 for 3 today to be able to pass Altuve. Well, there was some pressure from Altuve and from the media, and so the Astros reversed course, put Altuve in the lineup, and now he, like Martinez, is 0 for 1 on the final day of the season. And then there's a footnote to that. If there's a game 163 tomorrow, if the Tigers have to play the Royals tomorrow, the at-bats in that game count toward the batting championship. 1-1 to J.D. Martinez. Swing and a miss, 1-2. In the National League, it's a 1-point lead for Justin Morneau. And the Rockies will be playing in Los Angeles, and that game will get started in a little more than 2 hours. Pittsburgh game's already underway. Swing and a miss. And Pinto has to tag J.D. Martinez. Second strikeout for Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, Kyle coming off 8 strikeout performance in his last start. That tied a career high against the Diamondbacks. Picks up his second here. You know, we talk about the pressure of a game like this for the Tigers. They have some veterans in their lineup like Kinsler and Torrey Hunter, but here JD Martinez, you know, he might be feeling it right there, just trying to do a little bit too much, and I think that's the big thing when you're in a ball game like this. Just you have to find a way to stay within yourself.
Here's Avila, one of the veterans. Yeah, guys who've been around a long time. Kinsler, Hunter, Cabrera, Victor Martinez, Alex Avila, and then 4 relatively inexperienced players, including JD Martinez, Castellanos, Romine, and Carrera. Good start for Gibson. 5 up, 5 down. Down low, ball 1.
Avila, we see the numbers, struggling at the plate, hitting only .219. He does have 11 home runs.
On the outside corner.
Good change up there by Kyle, and he wants to call out Pinto.
Twins have had a great year from Phil Hughes. And signs of greatness from Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, looking for his 14th win. And what Kyle's doing, he's pitching a lot more innings than he did last year. And that's what you want to see progress from a youngster. Between AAA and the big leagues last year, 153 innings. Right now at 174 innings this year. So he's a guy that, you know, if he gets healthy, I mean, stays healthy and gets his 30, 32 starts next year, might get to that 200-plus plateau. As far as innings.
1 and 2 to Avila. The Tigers are trying to figure out what's wrong with Rick Porcello, and they're wondering whether he's not cooked, because the first time in his career he's pitched over 200 innings.
Yeah, but that started really the first part of September. His last 6 starts have not been consistent.
2 and 2 to Avila.
Well before he had 200.
Problem is they were counting on him to pitch in October, and he hasn't really given them much encouragement over those last 6 starts. 2 and 2. Gibson to Avila. Check swing and a full count. Castellanos on deck.
Coming into this ball game, Kyle has averaged almost 3 runs per walk. Or excuse me, 3 walks per 9 innings, and just over 5 strikeouts per 9.
Fouled back.
That is unbelievable. That foul ball was a rocket into the stands, and it hit an empty chair, believe it or not.
Somebody was up.
Unbelievable.
Tending to non-baseball matters.
Thank goodness they were up there.
Another 3-2 coming to Avila. And Gibson delivers up high. A 2-out walk will get Castellanos to the plate. Season tickets for next year are on sale. Prices will remain unchanged. In 2015, Twin season ticket holders will receive new benefits, including an enhanced ticket exchange program, convenient access to tickets on their mobile devices, and more. You can find out more by visiting twinsbaseball.com. Castellanos, the batter.
Castellanos put the Tigers on the board last night with a solo home run, gave them an early 1-0 lead.
Side corner, strike 1.
Yeah, good job by Ricky Nolasco last night, winning his first game since July 1st when he beat the Royals. So I feel, you know, last night he's going to go home, hopefully, you know, kind of look back at this season and say, yeah, it wasn't a very good season. It was a terrible season, but my last start was okay. If I pitch like that, hopefully I can start next year better.
Nice pickup by Santana. And he nearly hit Dozier between the eyes with his throw.
Nice. A rocket.
You're watching the Twins and Tigers, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200. North is brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Twins had the only hit so far, trying to finish the season, winning 5 out of the last 6 games. Tough assignment today against David Price. Bauer has a hit. Everybody else has been retired. Chris Herman will lead off the third. Herman, Hicks, and Santana.
Yeah, Herman, good night at the plate last night. He picked up 3 singles and he drove in a run.
First pitch strike. That's been the norm for David Price. Price is under contract, under Tiger control for another year. Max Scherzer is not. Scherzer will enter free agency after the season ends. 0-2. And now Herman will try to battle with 2 strikes. A couple of Twins batters have done that, but although they've been retired, they've been able to foul some pitches off Santana to start the ball game. And flared foul.
Yeah, Vila sat away and the ball inside and Herman fought it off. Price doesn't walk too many batters. Only 36 batters walked in 141 innings coming into the ball game, averaging 1.3 walks per 9.
Another foul.
Price with 3 complete games on the year, but in 17 of his 33 starts, he's pitched 8 innings or more. Between the Rays and the Tigers.
Herman bounces it to the right side. Kinsler over there. 1 down. We'll bring up Aaron Hicks. Our final Carsoup.com trivia question. Who were the last 2 Tigers pitchers to lead the American League in strikeouts? Corey Kluber in the clubhouse with 269 strikeouts. Price, pretty good bet that he'll at least catch him here today. Hicks will bat.
Well, one of them in uniform for the Tigers here this afternoon. He may not be pitching, but he is in uniform.
1-0. Fouled back, 1-1.
Now I got to ask, okay, now, you know, 2 Tigers have led the American League in strikeouts.
The last 2.
The last 2, yeah. And now Price, a lot of his strikeouts came with the Rays.
Right.
So if he, say he passes Corey Kluber, does he?
He would fit in that category because he's a Tiger.
Category?
Yeah, I guess so. I think that's the point of the question. Some of our trivia questions are absolutely pointless, but I think this one has a point. The one 2 nights ago I thought was really pointless. Poorly phrased.
The one with none?
Yeah. 1 and 2. Needless to say, we didn't get that one right, which might skew my opinion of the question. 1 and 2 to Aaron Hicks. And now 2 and 2.
Hicks a couple hits against Price in 5 at-bats in their previous meetings. And Aaron is a right-handed hitter, hitting .253. .213 overall.
On the outside corner. Hicks thought it was outside. And Hickok's calling corners, 2 down.
Well, this is a breaking ball right here. See what Foxtrack says. It is outside. So be swinging the bat, boys.
Danny Santana will bat. He struck out after a long at bat. I think 8 pitches. The pregame show, we had a chance to list our most intriguing, exciting player. Santana was mine. And there are a lot of reasons why Tom Bernansky feels that Santana could be the next batting champion to play for the Twins. A switch hitter, speed, surprising power, the ability to bunt. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, if he can just cut down on the strikeout, just make contact. His speed alone, sometimes that ball will hit between, say, third and short, and he could beat it out.
Oh, 2 to Santana.
Avila is sitting down and away.
Slap to right, and we've seen more and more of that from Santana. Even with 2 strikes, yes, he strikes out a lot. I'm not sure that there's anybody in the lineup, Mauer included, who more consistently gets the barrel on the bat with 2 strikes.
Good hitting right there. The quick hands.
Brian Dozier's had a good series, hoping to finish his season strongly today.
Yeah, he was my pick for most impressive Twin, not only offensively, but what he does defensively. He's making himself into a very good all-around player. The average still a little bit low, but the 23 home runs, he's driven in 71 runs now. And having a good series.
See if the Twins try to steal Santana here. Not on the first pitch, and Dozier takes outside.
There's been 11 stolen bases against Price in 15 tries. He does have a couple pickoffs. Santana with 19 stolen bases on the year.
Fouled back.
And Price pretty quick home.
Hardly stopped that time. When you say quick, that means when he breaks from the stretch, but that time he didn't pause very long at all. He might hold it a long time this next time.
And that right knee didn't go up as far as it does with nobody on.
1-1 to Dozier. Santana 19 steals and 23 tries. Brian Dozier, the team leader in steals with 21. And there goes Santana. Pitches outside, and Avila's throw is high.
He got a good jump. Got a good jump off of David Price.
Santana picks up his 20th steal.
Yeah, as soon as David Price picked up that right leg, Santana was off and running. So he gets into scoring position with 2 outs. See the first movement. Santana a little peek in, but a head first slide gets there before Kinsler can apply the tag.
Santana in his speed at second base. 2-1 the count to Dozier. Slider, I believe, over for a strike.
Yeah, it's a hard breaking ball. I know that Hicks took it, but it has some good tight spin on it, and then it kind of breaks around that outer half of the plate. 3 strikeouts for Price, 2 called third strikes.
145 hits for Dozier, 57 extra base hits. Struck him out. And second strikeout of the inning ends the inning and leaves Santana at second base. big moments. This time it's for the season. Which Twins moment is your favorite? Chris Colabello's birthday home run for Mom way back in April. The Twins All-Stars closing out the Midsummer Classic. Glenn Perkins pitching to Kurt Suzuki. Or Phil Hughes' record-setting performance as it relates to strikeouts versus walks. You can log on to Fox Sports North's Facebook page to vote or tweet your pick with hashtag big moments on Twitter.
Yeah, you're talking history being made with Phil Hughes, what he's able to do.
Bottom of the third, no score. And Andrew Romine gets a grounder to Santana. Twins finally got Romine out. Gibson got him out on one pitch. And that'll bring up Ezequiel Carrera. Last night, Rajai Davis in the second inning hurt himself. Took a while to get the diagnosis. And it is a subject of our Sanford Health injury report. We're saying pelvic. The Tigers are saying some long Latin word that includes the word pubic. But at any rate, he's going to be out for a while. Now, talking with their trainer, Kevin Rand, who escorted him off the field last night, Rand said this morning that Davis showed up at the ballpark feeling better, but it's the type of injury they're really not going to know whether it's a season-ending thing, whether he can go on Thursday, if the Tigers are still playing baseball by Thursday.
That's tough for a guy like Davis because he relies on his speed in that first couple steps out of the batter's box, or if he's trying to steal a base.
Or, you know, you're using your quick first step when you're out in center field, heading to the gap to try to get a fly ball, too. That could be potentially a critical injury for the Tigers. 1-1 to Carrera, and now 1-2. Gibson trying to finish up a nearly perfect first trip through the Detroit batting order.
Yeah, Carrera, 27 years old, from Venezuela. This year getting started in AAA. Got called up August 1st.
And Gibson strikes him out, 2 down.
And Gibson picks up his third strikeout.
We'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Fox Sports Supports is proud to collaborate with Stand Up to Cancer, a groundbreaking initiative created to accelerate innovative cancer research that gets new therapies to patients quickly in order to save lives now. For more info, visit foxsportsupports.com. 2 gone in the third. Here's Kinsler. Bounced out to Santana for the first out of the first inning. You mentioned before that this is a big start for Gibson, and these games will last a while, whether you do really well or not so poorly. And it's not the same situation, to be sure, but one strike to Kinsler. High fly to left. Going back is Herman. At the wall. Home run, Kinsler.
Tell you what, Gibson has almost been perfect through the first 9 batters. I mean, he did allow a hit, had 3 strikeouts. Right there, he just hung a breaking ball, and Kinsler did not miss it. His 17th home run of the year. Just a location. Wanted it down, but left it right there. And Kyle knew as soon as he let that ball go, that was in that ugly zone for a pitcher.
Going to continue the thought and channel Nick Blackburn, who pitched game 163 so well against the White Sox. And of course, in that game, Blackburn made just one mistake, a home run to Jim Thome. But we kept hearing for years about how well Blackburn pitched in that game. And this is kind of a similar start for Gibson if he pitches well. And we'll hear about this for a while. 2-0 now to Hunter.
Well, whatever happens here, this is the experience that Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson said, that they want this young man in because hopefully in the years to come he'll be in this situation, but in postseason. Now every start is important. Yeah, I realize the starter, Gibson making his 31st start, every start is important, but there are certain starts that are a little bit more on the top shelf, and this being one of them. 2-1.
Just off the corner. Gibson will be facing a lineup, and has so far here today, where every batter stepping into the box is approaching this at bat like it's in a playoff game. There is that extra level of intensity here today for the Tigers because of what's at stake.
Yeah, they control their own destiny here today. Do they play tomorrow? Do they, win the division? Then it's also up to Kansas City to win a ball game here to, if the Tigers lose, to create that scenario.
Gibson goes upstairs with a fastball. Hunter strikes out for the second time against Gibson. But with 2 out, Ian Kinsler got a hanging breaking ball and hammered it into the bullpen. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by the all-new Chrysler 200 with available all-wheel drive, America's import. Kinsler's home run giving the Tigers the first lead. They had the first lead in last night's game on a Castellanos home run. It'll be Mauer, Vargas, and Pinto in the 4th against David Price.
Yeah, it's a 1-0 ball game until the 5th inning when the Twins open it up with that big 6-run inning on 8 hits, all singles.
Mauer single to left, his first time up. And a first pitch strike. When the Tigers acquired Price, they were pretty much in control of things. It was the end of July. They had a 4-game lead. And they decided they needed some help. Remember, the A's were adding pitchers, Samardzija, and then I think the chronology was the Tigers got Price, and then the A's got Lester, and it was, I guess, a running joke between the two GMs, Billy Beane and Dave Dombrowski. Somebody, one or the other, had 1 minute to get Chris Sale from the White Sox because they were making big deals all the way up to the deadline. 2 strikes to Mauer. It was an 0-2 pitch. He lined to left for a base hit. But the moves were made and applauded through baseball circles. 2 teams who were going to go to the playoffs making moves in late July to improve their chances in October, and yet the Tigers have no assurance that they'll be playing in October. The A's have collapsed to the point where they may not be playing in October, and they had a bigger lead at the end of the trading deadline than the Tigers did. Mauer taps it foul.
Well, when Anibal Sanchez went down, that, you know, they had that pretty good threesome right there, and with him going down, Rick Porcello kind of stepped up. I mean, he won 15 games this year, but they were still looking for that 5th starter. And when Sanchez went down, now they're looking for a 4th starter. Well, they got a pretty good one in Price.
1-2 to Mauer, leading off the Twins' 4th. 2-2.
Price kind of leads by example too, the way that he usually does, and he's a guy that wants to go deep into the ball game. Doesn't come to the ballpark saying, if I can go 7, I'd be happy. He wants to go that little extra distance.
Off the plate now, a full count. Vargas on deck. And of course, it's entirely possible that the Tigers will end up facing the Royals in a wild card game tomorrow or later in the playoffs, and you might have David Price lined up against James Shields in a postseason game. 3-2 to Mauer. That's to left. It hit pretty well. Martinez back, retreating to make the catch one away.
Yeah, Joe hit it right on the button, but Martinez, who had to pause for a second, make sure where that ball was, went back and made the catch. So a line drive off the bat of Joe Mauer.
And that'll bring up Vargas. Vargas hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Vargas will play winter ball in Puerto Rico. Old foul, 1 strike. Let's think how far he has come. Vargas a year ago and just finished his first full year of professional baseball in Class A.
This year down in New Britain, 97 games, hit .281, 17 home runs.
Strikes.
17 doubles, knocked in 63 runs in the 97 games.
Came into this year with just over 1,000 professional at bats. Hit .267 last year in Class A with 19 home runs, 93 runs batted in. Price ahead of him, 0-2. 1-2. Nine home runs, only 1 from this side of the plate. Sliced foul.
Price has faced 12 batters. On 6 of the 12, he has been 0-2 on that hitter. So throwing strikes, 59 pitches, 44 strikes.
Now 2-2. Just about ready to get started in Chicago. Paul Konerko in the lineup for his final game with the White Sox. 2-2 to Vargas. Checked his swing. Vargas has picked up some walks. Picked up 3 of them in the ball game last night. One of them an intentional walk, but it was after the count had gone to 2-0. Pinto on deck. And he takes a walk. He fell behind 0-2 to Price and ends up working out a 1-out walk.
Yeah, showed very good patience in that at bat. Not maybe the 3-2 pitch, but the 2-2 pitch. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Down and in, just missing. Saw Avila kind of hold it for a second.
Here is Pinto. Called out on strikes his first time up. Inside ball 1.
Sometimes it's games like this that a guy like Pinto, you make a mistake as a pitcher and boom, there's a 2-run home run. Pinto definitely does have the power to hit it out of this ballpark.
Shot to right, a base hit. Vargas will only gain second base. And the tying run, we'll say he's at second base. We won't say he's in scoring position. First and second, one down.
He is on a double.
As this season winds down and the temperatures get cooler, you might want to think ahead to next spring, sunny Fort Myers, and join the Twins on the official spring training fan experience. Of course, the facilities have been upgraded down in Fort Myers. One-stop shopping for game tickets and hotel accommodations, as well as exclusive pregame meet and greets with players, front office staff, other personalities. Learn more, be ready to book as soon as the spring training schedule comes out. Call 612-276-3824 or go to twinsbaseball.com. Here's Arcia, bounce to second, his first time up. Check swing, called strike. Arcia's average has been on the climb. Seems like 2/3 of his at-bats lately have been against left-handed pitching. His left-handed batting average has climbed over 200. That's fouled back. And if it hadn't hit some signage, I think it was going right into the gold glove hands of Al Kaline.
And he was ready for it. Instead, it hit Tim Laudner's glove. Did you hear that sound?
That's the sound you heard?
Yeah.
2 strikes.
When it got there, that's what he would say.
Garcia takes up and away, 1-2. The scenario out there for the Tigers is a big game here today. They may have to play tomorrow. They may have to play again Tuesday. But if they do, they will be comforted in knowing that they have Price going today, Verlander tomorrow, and Scherzer on Tuesday. And if you don't win one of those 3 games with those 3 guys going, it wasn't meant to be.
No.
Arcia strikes out number 2.
And strikeout number 5 for Price. Well, he just reared back, challenged him with a fastball. And Arcia swung through it, outer half of the plate fastball.
6 RBIs for Escobar last night, and he's in an RBI spot here in the 4th. Going to pop up to Kinsler, his first time up. Playing this game with both Escobar and Santana in the lineup, and both in the last couple of weeks have had some frightening injuries. Escobar diving into the hole, jamming his right shoulder. He had to spend some time in the trainer's room on the bench because of that. And then Santana last night had a real frightening play at second base, but he's able to be in the starting lineup again here this afternoon. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. Trevor Plouffe, of course, had a freakish thing happen to him last week, putting a tag on a runner at third base and breaking his forearm.
You know, Vargas at second base. What's happening here, you look at the infielders, they're playing pretty deep, so that allows Vargas maybe another 5 or 10 feet off that second base, so a base hit might be able to score him here. Kinsler kind of goes toward the bag, but then he steps back, and Vargas takes even like a third of the way down to third base.
Now 1-2. And Escobar upset he didn't drive that ball.
Ball just a little bit high, and that's the one Escobar we've seen throughout the summer have a little trouble with, that fastball about letter high.
He's trying to string some things together here in the 4th. They have a walk and a single, and their first runner at second base.
Yeah, I bring that up because of a base hit might score Vargas because he gets that extra lead.
then taking a huge secondary lead beyond that.
Yeah.
I'd be, well, it's a 2-2 count, but my goodness, Vargas, as that pitch was caught, was nearly halfway to third base.
Yeah, I mean, when Kinsler, he's on the grass right now, so Kinsler will walk in a little bit, kind of chase him back to the bag. But once that pitch is delivered home, Kinsler goes back to the grass, and then Vargas takes about 20 more steps.
2-2. Grounder hit right to Kinsler. And the force at second base ends the inning. The Twins strand 2. It's 1-0 Detroit. Stay tuned for this important message from Mesh, Besher, and Spence. Gold gloves behind the plate. Vizquel at short. Joe Mauer back remembers well back in 2006. Twins knew they were in the playoffs. They thought as a wild card, but they watched as the Royals in extra innings beat the Tigers. It was the MVP season for Justin Morneau that year. Joe Mauer's first batting title in 2006. And the Twins had home field advantage as a division champion against the Oakland A's, rather than having to go out to New York and face the Yankees under the heading of "Be careful what you wish for."
Yeah, and you wonder if that scenario might be playing out here today, with Chicago just starting.
Here is Miguel Cabrera, and he takes strike one from Kyle Gibson. Such a memorable moment, because if there were 50,000 people at the Metrodome for the Twins game that day, 40,000 hung around to watch the end of the Tiger game. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And that is one of the few quick and futile at bats you'll see Miguel Cabrera ever have.
Yeah, strikeout number 5 for Kyle Gibson. Struck him out on 3 pitches. That running fastball in on right-handers, and he's been tough on right-handers really all season long. Right-handers came into the ballgame hitting only .244, and left-handers .276.
Jose Altuve is 1 for 2. He hit a ground rule double in his second at bat. Victor Martinez probably can't afford to make another out the rest of the day. He needs to get some hits. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out in the first pitch. 2-hopper to Mauer. He takes strike 1. One hit for the Tigers, and it went into the bullpen in left field off the bat of Kinsler. 1-1. And now 2-1. Basically, Gibson has taken his turn every time out. He had some issues in July with his back, upper back, and only pitched 21 1/3 innings in July.
No, other than that, he has taken every start.
Bouncer right side. Mauer has it. And an easy toss to Gibson, who found the bag. 2 down. To celebrate the return of hockey, Fox Sports North, the Minnesota Wild and K-Fan are hosting a pregame party on opening night, October 9th, beginning at 5 p.m. outside Gate 2 of the XL Energy Center. Fans can enjoy music, interactive games, food and beverages, happy hour specials, and more. For complete details, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events on the Hot Topics bar. 2 gone on the 4th, and here's J.D. Martinez. Wentz putting a pull shift on for Martinez with the bases empty and 2 out.
Yeah, Martinez struck out in the 2nd inning off of Gibson.
Swing and a miss.
Good hard breaking ball there. Good location, down and away.
There is, with the Tigers are playing their A lineup in this series. So what you're seeing here in this series, a liner to center. Hicks fires towards second. Martinez now is hung up between first and second, and the throw gets him. Martinez took a big turn, slammed on the brakes, and skidded halfway between first and second. And the Twins are able to get him for the 3rd out of the inning.
Aggressive base running, maybe a little bit too aggressive.
Omar Vizquel suggested that Martinez try for 2, but Aaron Hicks fired it back in quickly once he got there.
Yeah, the ball hit to Aaron Hicks, and then he got the ball back in, maybe because of what Omar Vizquel saw. The throw off line, but look at the gun from Santana. Got a great arm.
And Gibson ended up facing just 3 men in the 4th inning. Now on to the 5th. Herman, Hicks, and Santana facing David Price. Breaking ball hit on the ground. 3 hops to Kinsler. 1 down.
Twin fans.
Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, Twin fans, don't forget next year at Twin home games, bring your Circle Me signs. And you may find yourself in a Minnesota Lottery winner's circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Bismarck to Detroit. That's a long drive and probably a.
Took them that long since 1961. They finally got here.
Long drive. Might be longer to fly these days if you have to go through Chicago. Hicks takes low, ball one. I would imagine you'd go some commuter airline, maybe from Bismarck to the Twin Cities, and then maybe the Twin Cities to Chicago, and sit there at O'Hare for a day and a half, and then come to Detroit. 1-0. Had a fire. What was it? The air traffic control tower at the busiest airport in North America.
Right.
You're not going back to Florida through there, are you?
No, I'm going through Atlanta. It's even busier than Chicago. Well, both starters pitching well. Both with 5 strikeouts. The only damage, Kyle Gibson hung that breaking ball to Kinsler.
Now Hicks hammers one to left. Martinez won't get it. Bounces off the wall. And the Twins have their first extra base hit. And it comes off the bat of Aaron Hicks.
That looked like a changeup that stayed up. And Aaron got the barrel of the bat out and one hopped the fence. Okay, running right back into a swing over the head of Martinez. So Hicks with a 1-out double, his 8th double of the year. 4th hit for the Twins.
And now Santana. Hicks, of course, good speed at second. A hit to the outfield should score him. Santana singled on an 0-2 pitch, lining one sharply into right field his last time up. Foul, 1 strike. Strike to Santana. Strike called over the inside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, to me it looked like Santana on that first pitch. He was looking to hit it to right field like he got his base hit in the 3rd inning. Now, Vila may have seen that and said, okay, we're going to go in, and they did. And Santana took it for a strike.
No. Like it was well in off the plate. 0-2.
Go back in again.
Santana swings over the top of a breaking ball. 2 down.
Second time Santana struck out. Strikeout number 6 for Price.
Let's check in now with Jamie Hirsch.
Thank you, guys. Well, Brian Dozier stepping up to bat right now. He's had a great year, but his production has dropped a bit in the second half of the season. He told me the biggest thing he learned this year was the need to pace himself. He said that as the year progressed, his body started to wear down. He said, I was cheating at pitches, and you saw the results with the extra base hits down, the power numbers down. So it was really a learning curve of trying to take care of his body and stay strong all season long. But let's not forget the 71 RBI that he has, second only to Trevor Plouffe on the team, and another chance for one more here.
Yeah, Brian's only missed 6 games this year.
He will likely finish just under 600 at bats, and then you include the 89 walks so far. He's been hit by a pitch 9 times, 8 sacrifice flies, 3 sacrifice bunts, over 700 plate appearances. 1 strike to Dozier. Twins need a 2-out hit here to get it tied up. Seen Dozier in the last couple of weeks use right field more often to get base hits. And Avila to the mound.
Yeah, Avila and Price not on the same page. What Price wants to throw here. So Price doing most of the talking to Avila. Struck out Dozier in Dozier's last at bat in the 3rd inning on a high fastball.
1 strike to Dozier. Fouled back, 2 strikes.
And there's another high fastball. Price tied with Corey Kluber right now with 269 strikeouts on the season.
Crowd starting to stir.
Yeah, first time the crowd has really gotten into it.
Inside, just missed, singeing the inside corner, 1 and 2. In the 2nd inning, no score between the Royals and White Sox.
Bonstrack says it caught the corner. Down and in.
One and 2. Popped up center field. Herrera in for the catch, and the Twins leave Hicks at second base. It's still 1-0. You're watching the Twins and Tigers, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200. Kickstart fan of the game. Hoping the Twins can close out the season with 3 in a row against the Tigers in the glare of the pennant race. It'll be Alex Avila, then Nick Castellanos, Andrew Romine, and Ezekiel Carrera.
We got a pitcher duel going right now. Kyle Gibson down 1-0. 4 very good innings.
Avila walked. Hits one high and deep to center, but Hicks gliding back makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. You know, you look at this Tiger team, as I mentioned when they were hitting in the 4th inning. This is the team they're going to take forward, they hope, into October. And you've got all kinds of experience, and to contrast, all kinds of inexperience.
Right.
And you've got Kinsler, Hunter, Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and Avila. And then, as we said, J.D. Martinez, Castellanos, Romine, and Carrera. There are no Trevor Plouffe types or Brian Dozier types who are, a couple, 3 years into their career. They're experienced, but still young. And, for all their faults and concerns moving forward. One of them might be the fact that you don't know how these inexperienced guys are going to handle what's ahead of them, whether it's as soon as tomorrow or at the end of October.
Yeah, that's why the Tigers, I think, are hoping that Rajai Davis can get back. You know, he's done such a good job in that lower part of the lineup, stealing 36 bases, hitting .285. And right now in Chicago, the Royals up 1-0. Top of the second.
Check swing. Well, the Twins had the last time they won the World Series, and that's been the goal here in Detroit for years. Not just get to the playoffs, but win the World Series. 2-2. In '91, the Twins had all kinds of experience and just a handful of inexperienced players. Knobloch was a rookie that year. Shane Mack had been with the team a couple of years at that point. But Gladden and Gagne, Herbeck had been in the World Series. Lance was a young player, but he was platooned with Mike Pagliarulo, a veteran left-handed hitter.
Yeah, Chili Davis was a veteran player.
So there are some concerns here in Detroit. They'll be in the postseason. They don't know in what capacity. Full count to Castellanos. And he strikes out, 2 down.
Strikeout number 6 for Kyle Gibson.
The 2015 regular season schedule's out. It's not too early to start thinking about games you might want to attend next year. Some highlights: the home opening series, April 13th, 15th, and 16th against the playoff-bound Royals. 20 interleague games next year. The Brewers are coming for a weekend series, June 5th through the 7th. You can find the 2015 schedule at twinsbaseball.com. 2 gone in the 5th, and now Romine. Hicks coming in, makes the catch, and it's a quick 1-2-3 5th for Kyle Gibson. Chrysler 200 with available all-wheel drive, America's import. A 1-0 ball game. Twins winning handily the last 2 nights. Remember, in the series opener, Trevor May pitched arguably his best start of the year just in terms of controlling the game. He was matched up against Max Scherzer, and I think objectively you could say May might have even pitched better than Scherzer did. Right. Scherzer was walking a lot of people. May was not. And then the Twins winning handily the last 2 nights. See if they can come back and win this critical game from the Tigers.
Yeah, David Price out there, 84 pitches, 59 strikes.
Strike one. Bowers hit the ball hard twice to left field for a 2-out, 2-strike single in the first. A longer at bat and a better hit ball, but it was gathered in by Martinez near the warning track.
KC just adding another run. They're up 2-0. Moustakas with a double.
Backhanded by Kinsler. Boy, he's made that play so many times. And they have said here in Detroit that in addition to the impressive offensive numbers he's posted, he's played Gold Glove caliber defense.
Yeah, we've seen him do this maybe 7-8 times already in this 4-game series, going up the middle and then getting rid of that ball quickly. Very confident in this backhanded play, and then a spin turnaround and a throw pretty much right on the mark.
And now Vargas drew another walk in the 4th inning. He's walked 8 times in the last 5 games. Strike on the outside corner. Tigers took advantage of maybe the only mistake made by Kyle Gibson. Kinsler hitting the home run, and now the Twins are hoping Vargas can jump on a mistake from Price. 1-1. Toward the hole, cut off by Castellanos. 2 down. Tigers might have a game 163 this year. Price's team, the Rays, last year had a game 163.
Yeah, so he's been here before in a big game, and he ended up throwing a complete game against the Texas Rangers. He ended up winning that ball game and advancing.
And then the Rays went to Cleveland and beat the Indians in the wild card game. 2 down. Goes Mil Pinto. Singled to right his last time up. Twins have 4 hits. Tigers only have 2. The Tigers have the home run from Kinsler for the only run of the game.
"16 first pitch strikes of the 23 batters Price has faced. So he and Kyle Gibson. Gibson doing a great job. 14 of 17 first pitch strikes. So both starters getting ahead in the count.
Outside, 1-1. Whoever is going to win the World Series will have to win games like this. Low scoring games. Chances are there aren't going to be too many 11 and 12 run outputs for winning teams in postseason play. Rarely happens that way. Pinto checks his swing, and it's 3-1. Marcia on deck. As we've said, the Twins have scored so many runs against the Tigers, but the 2 low scoring games like this, the Twins have won by scores of 2-0 and 2-1. See what Pinto gets on 3-1. 94-mile-per-hour fastball at the knees on the outside corner.
All 5 pitches have been, other than the first one was up, have been away to Pinto. See what Foxtrot says.
Full count to Pinto.
Now they're going in.
He missed. 2-out walk.
Second walk for Price.
Pinto's reached twice. Now on FoxSportsNorth.com, view a photo gallery from the series finale against the Tigers and read Tyler Mason's game analysis. And later this week, look for Tyler's Twins season-ending player report card. Uh-oh. That was not a good time for me or for you, right, when the report cards came out?
What's a report card?
That's when your family, your parents, found out about your academic successes and failures.
They already knew. They didn't need a report card.
Arcia got a pitch, and he fouled it straight back.
Listen, there were 7 of us. As long as we were out of the house, they were happy.
One strike to Arcia.
Need one good swing by Arcia. Put the Twins up 2-1.
Sits up outside, and Arcia pops it up. Price might have left it out over the plate a little bit.
I think Arcia kind of upset he missed that pitch right there. That's the ball we've seen middle in, that he can hit that ball out of the ballpark. Price ahead again. 0-2. 9-0-2. Pitches by Price.
1-2.
Just that pitch count is mounting. This will be pitch number 99 for David Price.
Strikes out. 99 pitches through 6. Price will probably come out for the 7th. He's taken over the American League lead in strikeouts with the strikeout of Arcia. Is presented by Toyota. The annual clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's. Your McDonald's has 5 extra value meals under $5, including the sausage McMuffin with egg at participating locations. For the Twins, the season comes to a close. After today's game, Kyle Gibson pitching a good one, but he trails 1-0. He'll face Ezekiel Carrera, Ian Kinsler, and Torrey Hunter. Carrera bunts it in the air to the backstop.
Yeah, Escobar in on the grass, anticipating maybe a bunt. And Dozier not playing a deep second base. Also, if Carrera takes it with them.
Gibson picks it up, fires, and a good play.
Wow.
He took the bunt away from Escobar.
Great reaction, great read by Kyle Gibson, jumping off that mound all in one motion. He did the right thing. He had to barehand it and then ended up throwing out the speedy Carrera.
every once in a while you get some evidence that maybe pitchers are the best athletes on the team.
Thank you very much.
Not very often, sometimes. Certain pitchers. One down in the 6th, and here's Kinsler.
That was a very nice play.
Kinsler got a hanging breaking ball from Gibson, maybe the only mistake he's made here, and Kinsler hit his 17th home run. The only run of the game. Strike one. And out of Escobar's reach, a single to left for Kinsler. Look at our AT&T fan photo of the game, our last one of the year. Who has the honor of being our final AT&T fan photo of the game?
All right.
There we are at Half Moon Bay playing golf.
See that water behind us? Some of our golf balls went there.
I'm pointing to where my drive went on that hole. Hard right.
That was a fun day.
Here is Hunter with one out and Kinsler at first. Hunter has struck out twice swinging against Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, Kinsler at first base. He's 15 for 19 in stolen base attempts, but Gibson pretty quick home. Only 6 stolen bases against Kyle in 10 tries. He was leaning, wasn't he?
Edging his way towards second base. Yes, he was. Kinsler goes and the pitch tap, chop, and Gibson fires, makes another nice fielding play to get Hunter. I didn't think there was a chance Gibson would be able to get the ball to first in time. Kinsler stands now at second base.
Yeah, he knew he could not get to it on the first bounce, so Kyle doing a good job. And once that ball hit the turf, was right there. You see, right off home plate. And he set himself up perfectly. He rounded that baseball to make the quick throw. So another nice defensive play by Kyle.
And now Cabrera 0 for 2 with a runner in scoring position. Tigers have a runner at second base for the first time this afternoon. The run coming on a home run. Cabrera's popped up to third and struck out on 3 pitches.
This is where the 1-2 combination for the Tigers. You know, here you have Cabrera, career .320 hitter, knocks in over 100 runs year after year. How do you pitch to him right here with Victor Martinez on deck?
Carefully.
So far 4 pitches, and Cabrera has swung at all 5 pitches so far. He popped up the first time in his first at bat, then struck out on 3 pitches against Gibson last time up in the fourth. So he has not made contact yet, other than the little pop up in the infield.
To center. Hicks going back and now over, makes the catch on the warning track. Aaron Hicks, 420 feet from home plate, hauls it in.
What a great catch by Aaron Hicks.
Story of the game and a pitcher's duel in the last game of the year.
Yeah, the only mistake, Gibson 6 strikeouts in a ball game. Price with 7 strikeouts, both of them getting some outs on the strikeouts. Kinsler with the home run. That's the only damage in the ball game as far as the runs. There's the home run right there, a hanging breaking ball. Kinsler knocking it out for his 17th home run of the year. And we just saw really 3 nice plays. 2 by Gibson, and what a great running catch by Aaron Hicks.
Keeping it a 1-0 game. David Price out there to start the 7th with Joakim Soria warming up in the Tiger bullpen. In Thursday's game, the Tigers got 6 innings from Max Scherzer and then perfect relief, 1 inning apiece from Soria, Chamberlain, and Nathan. 1 strike to Escobar. Herman and Hicks will follow. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Well, this inning to me will determine whether Price goes out for the 8th inning or not. He has thrown a lot of pitches, 101, but this is a guy that can go 120 easily. Again, 17 of his 33 starts, he's pitched 8 or more innings.
Escobar drives it to left center field, hanging in the air for Guerrera, who makes the catch, 1 away. Our CarSoup.com trivia question of, is it Verlander and Scherzer?
I meant Jack Morris.
Jack Morris is the other one.
Verlander.
I said Verlander and Scherzer were the 2.
And I said Jack Morris. Yeah. So ding, ding, ding,
we
ding,
nailed
ding.
It. I think we got a carryover into next year.
Oh, I like it.
Herman has hit 2 ground balls to Kinsler. Breaking ball over, strike 1.
(19 of 26 first pitch strikes). 9 times he's gone 0-2 on a Twins hitter.
High chopper over the mound. Herman can run pretty well. And he's out by a half step. Good play by Andrew Romine. 2 down.
Yeah, that was Romine's play right there. Kinsler would not have been able to make that play.
2 down. Now's the time to renew your season tickets for next year, or maybe become a new season ticket holder. Along with the usual matchups against the division rivals, the Twins will host the Brewers, the Cubs, and the Cardinals, all at Target Field. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Find out more about next year's schedule. Hicks doubled off the fence in left in his last at bat. Down and away, ball 1. I'll say it again, that if this Twins team is significantly better next year, I don't know that there's a scenario out there that doesn't have Aaron Hicks in center field. I think as he's been the last 2 years, he'll go into 2015 as an integral part of an improved Twins team. Now the onus is on him to take the job and hold it all year long.
Well, defensively, yes. Offensively, that's going to be the question mark for Aaron Hicks.
1-1 to Hicks. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And Price 1 pitch away, perhaps. It would be his 108th, which would leave open the door for the 8th inning. Twins out hitting the Tigers 4-3, but it's that 1 home run. So the only run of the game off the bat of Kinsler. 1-2.
Not too many guys in the game of baseball can pitch, say, 200 innings and have more strikeouts than innings pitched. Tigers have 3 of those guys. Scherzer, Verlander, and this guy right here, David Price.
Call third strike.
And he will be back.
Seven shutout innings for David Price. And we will stay on their final Sunday of the year. We will stay here at Comerica Park for God Bless America.
Please rise and join us in the singing of God Bless America, performed today by Jenna Elsenheimer.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Well, we have a pitcher's duel here. Tigers up 1-0. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. You know, let's go back to Cabrera against Gibson. Now, he struck him out in the fourth inning on three pitches. That was the last pitch right there. And then we just saw Cabrera in the sixth inning go back again, and you saw Gibson trying to get that ball back in, and it's Cabrera that made the adjustment. He remembered how he struck him out, and a great catch by Hicks.
And Hicks, who struck out, walked out towards center field. Cabrera, coming in from first base, had some words for Hicks about having a big hit taken away from him. Strike one to Victor Martinez.
At least he didn't pick him up.
Victor Martinez is 0 for 2. Jose Altuve is 2 for 3. So unless there is somehow a game tomorrow that will give Martinez some more at bats, it sure looks as if Altuve's won the batting title this year in the American League.
He's kind of earned that. He's been in front the whole season long.
What a misguided move by the Astros to have Altuve not in the starting lineup at the very beginning. if Altuve,
and not asking him first, it sounds like.
If Altuve had won the batting title, he'd be remembered as the guy who sat out, whether it was his choice or not, at the end to win the batting title. What a terrible burden to carry through the rest of your career. And some other pressures came to bear. And
wasn't it Ted Williams that was hitting over 400?
Right.
I asked him if he wanted to stay out, and he said, "Stay out? Heck, I'm staying in." And what did he end up hitting?
5 for 8 and a doubleheader and finished at 406.
406, yeah.
He was at 3.998 or something that would have been rounded up to 400. 1-2 to Victor Martinez here, leading off the Detroit 7th.
Well, Gibson has pitched a whale of a ball game.
Looped to short left. Santana out and going to a knee, making the catch. Herman one away. Take advantage of the Fox Sports North Midwest Wild Fan Pack ticket offer during the preseason home Wild game, starting at $60. You'll get 2 upper level tickets to the game, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events on the Hot Topics bar. 1 gone in the 7th. Here's Martinez.
This will be pitch number 70 for Gibson. That's how well he's pitched.
Santana sets himself, blessed with such a strong arm. Name me, now you've been doing this 19 years. We've seen too many shortstops over there. Is there anybody that has a comparable arm to Santana?
In today's game?
No, just for the Twins.
For the Twins, no. Sean Dunston.
Right. But I can't think of anybody. I mean, Martinez isn't the fastest guy in the world, but Santana went to his right, and he got his feet underneath him, took his time, and then just rifled the throw across. 2 down. Here's Avila.
Denny Hawking.
That's how far we've come. When you and I were starting broadcasting, Denny Hawking was said to us was the team's best outfielder, and he was playing in the infield. That's how bad the outfielders were. 1-0 to Avila. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. Gibson's been marvelous here today. I think we both suggested that we were hoping that this game would be played. Gibson would pitch in it with a lot bearing on the outcome of this game. And
I'll tell you what, he has done really. I mean, that one little bad pitch to Kinsler. Other than that, it has been an outstanding job by Kyle Gibson.
And the White Sox have tied it up against Kansas City. Yordano Ventura pitching for the Royals. And unless the Twins come back here, what happens in that game won't matter. There will be a celebration here if the Tigers win this game that started an hour before the Royals game. Marcus Semien hitting a 2-run home run for the White Sox. 2-1 to Avila.
6 2/3 innings, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, only 3 hits, couple singles, and the home run by Kinsler. That's it.
Tapper, Gibson off the mound again. 3 assists.
Another quick inning.
Another 1-2-3 inning for Gibson. You're watching the Twins and Tigers, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200. lost a close ball game to Max Scherzer. Don Kelly in at third base for Castellanos in the late innings. And having some fun beating up on both the starting rotation and the bullpen for the Tigers.
And David Price is out there to work the 8th inning. They said when David Price joined the Detroit Tigers back in early June that he had a start. His first start was in New York. He pitched 8 very good innings, and everybody thought he was done, and he went out for the 9th. And it said he surprised a lot of people, you know, that he was willing to go back out for the 9th.
Santana listed foul, 2 strikes.
But he's that type of guy that kind of leads by example. And even though they have Verlander and Scherzer, it's David Price, the guy that wants to go as deep as possible. And especially with their bullpen that has been struggling, even though they've been pitching a little bit better as of late. You want to go as deep as you can.
2 strikes to Santana. He has one of the Twins' 4 hits. A drive to center, slicing out to Carrera, and he makes a leaping catch. Santana hit that ball right on the screws, and he nearly turned Carrera around in circles.
Boy, Carrera's lucky right there.
That ball gets over his head. We might have a tie game.
We might have about 40,000 people screaming at him. Santana hit this right on the button. Carrera, he got confused a little bit, but able to get back and make that catch.
Brad Ausmus is going to come out and make what, based on the crowd reaction, is going to be an unpopular decision here. 7 1/3 innings, and David Price, although no move has been made yet, there it is. And the crowd groans first, and then will stand.
Yes, they will.
For good reason. An awesome performance in a critical game by one of the newest Tigers. Tigers, and he has pitched brilliantly here today, coming out in the 8th inning. Our Chrysler Road ahead with a look at the playoff picture. If the Tigers win, they won't play until Thursday, and given the health situation of Rajay Davis, they may need at least that much time to get him back in.
Let Cabrera heal. Some of these guys that are hurting a little bit, give them time to heal.
5 outs to go. Today the number is 5, and it's been an issue for the Tigers all year long, but not Thursday night.
Nope.
When the number was 9 and the bullpen was perfect.
Yeah, Jabba Chamberlain worked the 8th inning in that game here on Thursday night in the 4-2 Tigers win. He threw 15 pitches, 11 strikes. For Chamberlain, you see the number, 68 relief appearances in his first season. 7 seasons with the Yankees, signed as a free agent by the Tigers over the winter.
The other night he pitched to the middle of the Twins lineup. He didn't face Dozier. Dozier's 1 for 3 with 3 walks. against Chamberlain. Bauer is on deck. And Dozier with a home run Friday night, a home run Saturday night. 0 for 3 so far today.
You saw Osmus go out, and he did not make a gesture out to the bullpen, so he went out and he talked to David Price, and David Price maybe said, hey, I'm running out of gas. So that's all he needed to hear. You know, situations like this, it was David Price who was kind of in charge of, you know, does he stay out or does he come out?
Right.
And, you know, that kind of puts added pressure on this bullpen that's been scrutinized and screamed at here by a lot of the Tigers fans all summer long.
1-1 to Dozier. That's foul between Scotty Alger and the line. 1-2. Dozier's pulled a couple of home runs, raising his total to 23.
Here on Friday night, and both of them pulled that ball right down the left field line. And then the last night's ball game, this coming in the 8th inning. A high fastball hit into the bullpen of the Tigers. Chamberlain with a fastball, curveball, hard curveball, and a changeup.
Dozier lifts a foul back.
We mentioned before when Chamberlain out there, the Yankees have that no facial hair policy, and Chamberlain is kind of taking it to the next level.
Hasn't shaved since he got out of the Yankee organization. 2-2. Again, when the Twins saw Chamberlain in Minnesota a week and a half ago, he had a terrible time throwing strikes. Dozier's walked the last 2 times he's faced him.
24 walks in 62 innings pitched, but 59 strikeouts.
Roller to short. Romine sets and fires. 2 down. Farmland updates from around baseball. What's cooking? 2-2 in the 4th. Texas, they're underway. In Seattle, it's going to be a little while yet. Texas needs to beat Oakland for the Seattle game to even matter, but if it does matter, they have King Felix pitching for them. Here's Bauer, bases empty, 2 outs. Down and away, ball 1. Bauer with a single to left on an 0-2 pitch, lined out to left in the 4th, tapped to Kinsler in the 6th. 1-1.
You know, you wish the Twins were up 1-0, but this is kind of what you want this game to be. You know, that something that matters. You don't want a blowout. You want the excitement 1 through 9 innings, and it looks like it's going to end that way.
It's a very real possibility that in the 9th inning, former Twin Joe Nathan will be asked to protect.
Every pitch so important.
1-2. Bauer 2 for 4 against Chamberlain with a home run. They were standing when Price came off the mound. They're standing now.
They have supported this ball club.
Ground ball right side. Kinsler. So far, the Tiger bullpen with the lead has gone 11 up, 11 down. It's been brilliant here today.
It really has.
Facing a Tiger lineup that has all the urgency in the world. And he's held them to just one run, one hanging breaking ball, got whacked over the fence. And this is just his 75th pitch. And it's popped up for the 22nd out.
I'll tell you what, I lost 10 1-0 complete games, and you know what, all you can do is do what Kyle Gibson's done. He's made one mistake, the home run. Other than that, he has been right on. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He's given up only 3 hits, and 2 of them to Ian Kinsler. An unbelievable short amount of pitches, too. 75 pitches.
Romine, the batter, taking ball 1. Romine 0 for 2. 3 hits for the Tigers. The Kinsler home run, later a single by Kinsler, and then J.D. Martinez. And here's how good it's going for Gibson. J.D. Martinez got a hit and still got an out on the play. Martinez tried to retreat to first after going toward second base, and he was out at first trying to get back to the bag. 1-1.
Yeah, for Gibson, 13 pitches in the first, 14-13, 9-8-8-9 through 7 very good innings, and 1 out here in the 8th.
Up the line, foul. 2-2. Given how he did in his last start, giving up just 1 run in 7 innings of the Diamondbacks, you're looking for a finishing kick from a guy who's up here for the first time this year, and 2 of his better starts have come at the very end of the year.
Yeah, 2 starts ago he beat Detroit. And there's Joe Nathan starting to loosen up.
Will face the middle of the Twins lineup. Foul back. Most people imagine the Tigers, even before they acquired David Price, would finish in the neighborhood of 95 wins. 90 wins will be enough to win the division. 3-2.
Gibson's only walked 1. And that was Avila in the 2nd inning.
Full count. And a walk puts Romine aboard. A base stealing threat. And Carrera coming to the plate. Scott Erickson had 8 wins in 1990 and 120, and would have started the All-Star game for the Twins if he weren't hurt. Viola went from 7 to 18 when the Twins contended in 1984.
Hey, wins are hard to come by. I look at innings pitched. You know, between AA or AAA and the majors last year, 152 innings. He's going to close out maybe this season right about 180, so getting stronger and stronger.
Down and in, ball 1.
Romine at first base, 11 stolen bases in 13 attempts.
Bert mentioned before, teams are 6 for 10 in stolen base attempts against Gibson.
Quick throw over.
White Sox leading the Royals. Gibson's got 9 ground ball outs here today. Get 2 for the price of 1 here. Outside, 2-0.
He's usually getting almost a double play a start average-wise. 22 double plays turned behind him. And for Kyle, his 31st start.
Rick Anderson's going to come to the mound here. I think just make sure that Gibson's ready to finish the 8th inning here. If the Twins don't score in the 9th, he could get a complete game in his final outing. It's one of those asterisk complete games, though. Twins have some activity in the bullpen. Lester Olivares getting loose. It is a sellout crowd here, a little over 40,000 the paid attendance. And if the Tiger bullpen can hold on to this lead, Tigers will be division champions, and they'll have 3 days to gear up.
Yeah, Andy may be going out and saying, hey, don't worry so much about that guy at first base. Trying to hurry his throws a little bit toward home plate. What a great experience for Kyle Gibson right here, though. This game.
2-0. There goes the runner. Pinto's throw nearly into center field. 3-0 to the batter. And Romine steals second.
Yeah, this is a guy that I think Rick Anderson, you fell behind 2-0. This is, you have to get this guy at home plate out, but Romine does take off on the next pitch and steals his 12th base. But you don't want to walk this guy right here. You have to come back and throw strikes. Herrera not known as a good hitter.
And balls 3 and 4 weren't close. So a pair of walks to the 8 and 9 batters.
And now here comes the meat part of the lineup for the Tigers.
And the veteran hitters we spoke of earlier, starting with Kinsworth.
Kinsler, 2 of the 3 hits, the home run in the 3rd, then he singled in the 6th.
Box tracks presented by Carrier. Hasn't had control issues at all. Hence the low pitch count, but walking back-to-back batters, and
especially the number 8 and 9 hitter.
Want to know now to Kinsler. He's a ground ball hit at somebody. Base hit to left. Romine to third. They're going to wave him around. Herman's throw coming to the plate on one hop. Pinto couldn't handle the throw. And the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. Looked to be a good throw by Herman. A one-hop throw?
Yeah, one-hop throw, just a little bit too close, I believe, to Pinto. That is tough to catch right there. That is a very tough. I mean, Herman came in. He charged this ball properly. He came in, made a good throw, but watch where this throw ends up, right in front. That is a tough throw to try to catch and then apply the tag, even if you're able to throw it or catch it. I mean,
Gibson will be taken out, trailing 2-0. He pitched a whale of a ball game here today.
Yes, he did. ashamed of the way that Kyle Gibson pitched here today. 7 1/3 innings, a couple walks are probably the thing that he's going to look and say, I could have done better than that, but a great job by Kyle Gibson. That'll be Lester Olivares trying to get the second out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, making his 7th relief appearance. He worked here on Friday night, inning and 2/3 of shutout baseball. Did have a strikeout in the 11-4 win for the Twins.
Gibson with a great ball game here tonight. He's on the losing end of it right now. And Ian Kinsler was the guy who did him in, both with the home run in the 3rd and RBI single now in the 8th. Twins have to bring the infield in for Torrey Hunter. 2-man in scoring position. And a pitch fouled, 1 strike. And a funny thing happens when you're a closer of a team like the Tigers and you've had some issues and the fans have been on you. The lead has doubled, but the pressure's been cut to 1/5 of what it was with a 1-0 score.
You must be talking about Joe Nathan. And Joe's still getting loose. He will have the top of the 9th inning.
And it's trying to get in unison with a Torrey chant. Up around the hands, dangerous pitch, 2-1. Torrey.
He did not give any. He didn't lead back. He kind of went into that ball. Joaquin Soria also getting loose.
2-2.
Olivares with a good fastball, slider, occasional changeup. He went to the breaking ball right here.
For right field. It'll be deep enough to make it a 3-0 game. A sacrifice fly, 3-0 Detroit. Carrera coming in, and the 2 walks have led to 2 more Detroit runs.
Yeah, Torrey getting a sacrifice fly, driving in his 38th run of the year. And Kinsler stays at second base.
I believe it's his 83rd run back.
83rd, excuse me.
Cabrera 0 for 3. Still a save situation for Nathan. But a far different save situation at 3-0 than 1-0. Ball 1. Bounce to short. Santana from the outfield grass throws him out. 2 insurance runs for the Tigers, and it'll be a 3-0 lead for Joe Nathan. Joe Nathan on the mound. He got the save here on Thursday night. Pitched to the bottom third of the Twins lineup and got him out 1-2-3.
Yeah,
and he's got a 3-run lead to work with.
A lot of the blown save opportunities for Joe Nathan came early in the year, and you see Joe looking for his 35th in 42 save opportunities. But since June 25th, he has had 19 of his last 21 save opportunities.
Stay tuned on the postgame show. Jordan Zimmerman threw a no-hitter for the Nationals in the season's final day. We'll have highlights of that. Kenny Vargas leading off the ninth. Vargas 0 for 2 with a walk.
And that's what we saw from Joe Nathan here the other night. Not a lot of fastballs. He threw a lot of breaking balls.
When he was with the Twins, the fastball in the mid-90s, and it's lost some zip. Now in the low 90s. 1-1. Vargas has already faced Nathan twice and gone 0 for 2. And Pinto's due up. He's never faced him before. Arcia's hit a home run against Nathan in 2 at-bats. Two and one. And the fans' love-hate relationship with Nathan really goes pitch by pitch. It's 2-1 now, and you could hear grumbles. Here we go again.
Yeah, you feel like you're in Philadelphia.
2-1. And now they like him again because it's 2-2. And he pitched to the bottom third of the lineup and set the Twins down quickly with a couple of strikeouts.
Yep. You got Herman, you got Hicks, and you got Escobar.
Two and two. Three and two. He thought he bent a breaking ball over the outside corner, but Ed Hickok said no. Full count to Vargas. Pinto on deck.
It's got to be a fastball right here.
Fouled back.
Yep. Well, this is the important of the bottom of the 8th inning when they scored 2 runs. I mean, as a reliever, you say thank you very much. You mentioned it, Dick. You know, you're not afraid to make a mistake right here. You have to throw a strike. Last thing Joe wants to do is walk that first batter.
Full count to Vargas. Does he have another walk in it? Foul tip. And Vargas with 8 walks in his last 5 games. After picking up 4 walks in the first 7 weeks of his big league career. Three and two to Vargas. Popped up, short center. Romine out. 1 down. Kurt Suzuki will pinch hit for Osmio Pinto. Our Century link linked to what's next. If the Tigers clinch, then they'll be a division champion, and they will play the Orioles on Thursday. A wild card game involving Kansas City and to be determined. Oakland has the edge right now, and they're leading Texas 2-0 in the second. Suzuki didn't start last night, didn't play, didn't start today. Now a pinch hitting appearance. Ball one.
Well, a great first season for Kurt Suzuki, hitting .288. A lot of big 2-out hits for Suzuki throughout the summer. And I'm glad he's going to be back. Twins signed him this summer to a 2-year contract.
Glad you brought that up because even through the All-Star break, it was just the 1-year deal. And then shortly after the All-Star break, the Twins extended Suzuki for 2 more years. Didn't mean to. A dribbler to first, and the Tigers are 1 out away.
Oh, the fans roaring here. 40,501, and they drew just under 3 million here in Detroit. For a town that has been hurting, they have supported their Detroit Tigers.
Arcia the batter. Strike one.
Every time I'm in games like this, I think of '87. I think of '79 when we were in the World Series with the Pirates and the Twins. Fans on their feet.
1-1.
Players are excited, but so are the fans. A 10th player. That's what won it for us in '87. The fans of Minnesota in the 5-state area.
Just off the outside corner. Close pitch. 2-1.
The cheers. And then the moan.
White Sox leading 4-2. Same pitch he threw Vargas. Same spot. All back 2-2. Didn't celebrate when they clinched a playoff spot. They've had champagne on ice since Thursday.
No, it's going to be cold.
By the tarp. Twins saw 3 on-field celebrations last year in Oakland. At Target Field, both the Tigers and Indians celebrated. Highlight of the Tiger celebration last year was Jim Leland doing the moonwalk in the visiting clubhouse at Target Field. They're loving him now. Let's go, Joe. 2-2 to Arcia. Popped up. Avila. Congratulations to the Detroit Tigers, the 2014 American League Central champs. Tigers in the games late with the lead. The bullpen was absolutely perfect. 3 perfect innings Thursday night. Chamberlain got
2 outs in the 8th, and Nathan came on to get a 1-2-3.
Yeah, again, it was David Price. He was the pitching hero here today.
Well, the Tigers pushed to the final game of the year, Tom Hanneman, but they ended up where everyone thought they would be, as champions of the American League Central.